Yo, ahead, and this your boy TIMO F, baby, man. This right here, this song right here go out for my #1 fan. She knows she is, so check it out. Get this shit. Oh no, I'm just playing. It is right here. You know what I'm saying? #1 fan. You gotta have one with that too. So here it is, #1 fan. Listen to it. Hope you like it. You dig? Yeah. You're my #1, my #1, my #1. You're my #1, my #1, my #1 fan, my #1 fan, #1 fan, my #1 fan, my #1 fan, #1 fan. Girl, you're my #1. The fan that gotta get done. Girl, we are gonna have fun on the tour that we're around. My #1 fan, my #1 guy, and now I know you're my #1. Yeah, she my #1. Do everything that she can, she be always on the top. Now you know that I'm a man, #1 on crazy, coming like easy. I'm gonna be shy for her when I'm with Chris Breezy. Now you know I be easy, chillin' like Mac Easy. Everything I do it, I'm doing like it's so easy. Coming from the top and I never can let my hand. Now you know this song for my #1 fan, #1 fan. You my #1, not my #2, not my 1.5. You're my #1 fan, #1 fan, #1. You're my #1 fan, and I'ma do all I can to make you want me for a land. You're my #1 fan, doing all I can, #1 fan. Oh, you're my #1, you're my #1, you're my #1, you're my #1. You and me was like Bonnie and Clyde and that nigga Chris Breezy. I'm coming from the top, homeboy, just be easy. My #1 fan, now you know she keep it cheesy. Grill so greasy, coming from top easy. Know they go ski on the top when they ski me. Now the pimpin', that's where I be. My #1 fan, that's my ID. Now you eye me, now I'm a ID. Now you got identification, no, I'm holding everything that's on me. My #1 fan, she don't be lonely. She stayin' by the side and she don't see Chris Breezy and me. Oh love, you're my #1 fan, my #1. #1 fan, oh #1 fan. Be my #1, not #2, not 1.5. Just want you to know that you are my number. Let me break it down to you how didn't like. #1 girl, I'm gonna do you right. You're my #1 fan, and I'm gonna be holding your hand. You're my #1, my #2, not 1.5. My #1, my #1, my you're my #1, my #1, my #1. You're my #1, my #1, my #1. You're my #1 fan. You're my #1.